Hey folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. This is Doug with News and Views by Doug. This is where I give my observations and opinions on world events, politics, and pretty much anything else I feel like talking about. And I keep saying that Mother Nature's pissed at us or God is pissed at us because over the last month, Earth, planet Earth, the world, has been hit by some major earthquakes all around the world. And I'm going to read some of them to you. About 10 days ago, Indonesia got hit with a 6.7. In the Philippines, 3 weeks ago, they got hit with a 6.5. And then this morning, they got hit with a 7.8. Japan got hit with a 7.2 yesterday. Venezuela yesterday, as we all know, they first got hit by a 7.5 that now some are saying was a 7.8. And then 39 seconds later, they got hit with a 7.2. Venezuela, they believe that there's over 1,000 dead now, and it's going to climb. And there's over 25,000 people that are missing. And this hit right near the Caracas area, the main population. So the U.S. is rushing military and medical and first responders, search and rescue teams to try to help the Venezuelans through this tragedy. I believe even Iran, a part of Iran, got hit with an earthquake a week ago, 2 weeks ago. California had, I believe it was a 6.5 in Northern California. I'm sorry, not a 6.5. I think it was a 5.6. My dyslexia is kicking in again. And they got hit pretty hard. So it's going crazy out there. The U.S. is rushing aid to many, especially in Venezuela. They're rushing naval ships and aircraft, helicopters. Their airport is heavily damaged, so they're sending helicopters and ospreys to go in and bring in medical aid, first responders, search teams, and anything else. And they're saying that the first 48 hours after an earthquake is the most important to find the survivors and get them out. Lots of buildings collapsed, so it just sucks. Now we go to the Persian Gulf, where we normally end up every single day. As I've been saying for a long time, this truce was bullshit. You can't trust the Iranians. And yesterday, they sent out a radio message closing the Strait of Hormuz. Now, what happened is that the route normally took them close to Iran, but the United States found a second route that was closer to Oman. And the UN told everybody, go that direction. Iran got pissed because they want to collect tolls. So they sent four drones to attack a Singapore flagged cargo ship. The U.S. shot down those three of the four drones, but the one drone hit the ship and hit near the bridge and caused some heavy damage, but the ship continued on. And they were saying yesterday that 69 cargo ships and oil tankers made it through the straits. But the fact is, since we've had this ongoing truce for the last, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, Iran has constantly violated it. And we're not doing a frickin' thing to retaliate. We just keep saying, oh, there's going to be peace talks. There's going to be peace talks. Well, what we're finding out now is that Iran sent their politicians to Switzerland and they were agreeing to things. And then the next day, the IRGC showed up. And they said, no, we're not agreeing to anything. And, I'm 63 years old. I've been hearing things for years. And I'm beginning to believe some of the crap I'm hearing. The Iraq war, it was probably a lie by George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. There was no weapons of mass destruction. We went to war, and lots of people profited off that war. We lost a lot of people. We got Saddam Hussein out of power, but if we had played our cards right, he would have been one of our biggest allies against Iran. Iran and Iraq went to war for years. So now the reason I bring that up is that Trump keeps talking about how, he's going to unfreeze, I think, $30 billion that's been frozen. That's Iranian money. But he's going to give it to the American farmers to send food to Iran. So America is going to be profiting from this. But why isn't he attacking Iran? As soon as they hit a ship, we should be bombing the hell out of them. We should be trying to go after more of their leaders and take them out. Iran has threatened Israel that if they don't abandon Lebanon and leave, that they're going to start firing missiles at Jerusalem and Tel Aviv and the rest of Israel. And we're not saying anything about that. So I just don't get it. Switch subjects. Several people have been arrested for vandalizing the reflecting pool that President Trump just had redone, repainted, made it look beautiful because it looked like a scum pond of algae before and smelled. And people have been vandalizing it by dumping fertilizer in it and cutting it up. They found people had cut up the liner with razor blades. And they've actually got video of people who, that have been vandalizing. And the only reason they're doing it is because they hate Trump so much. You hate Trump so much that you're going to go and vandalize monuments and just beautiful things in this country because you hate a man so much? I don't get it. But then again, Trump brings it on himself. He's got that typical New Yorker attitude. He's the most important person in the world. And, he got his name put on the Kennedy Center. He wants to build a giant monument, another one in Washington, D.C. And I'm not even sure what it's all about. But then there's been talk that they're going to put his head on Mount Rushmore with the other four presidents. Hell no. If any president's head deserves to be on Mount Rushmore, in my opinion, it's Ronald Reagan. To me, he was the greatest president we ever had. And he made mistakes like all people do, but he also brought the nation together. Not Trump. even though a lot of people like him and they approve of what he's doing. And I do approve of a lot of the immigration stuff that he's doing. When it comes to this war in Iran, we're either in it to win it or we walk away. And those American lives were wasted, the ones that didn't make it back home. So, anyways. Now, I'm a former Marine. And Marines are very typical that when someone uses the term ex-Marine, we automatically correct them that there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. Because when you go through boot camp, it's 13 weeks of hell. And you are broken down physically, mentally, and you are reborn into the idea of what a Marine should be. So they say that you earn the title, that once given, you're always a Marine. Well, I kind of beg to differ on that. So the Marine Corps officially, one of the commandants came out with, there's 4 types of Marines: active duty, reserve, retired, and then veteran. Well, I will say that there is a 5th type of Marine out there. And I will call them ex-Marines. These are the guys who have disgraced the Marine Corps. They go against everything that the Marines are. Are you going to tell me that Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated President Kennedy, was a former Marine, a Marine veteran? No, he's an ex-Marine. We had a Marine reservist, former Marine reservist, that was arrested for planning the terrorist attack in Washington, D.C. last week or 2 weeks ago during the UFC fight that he and others were going to attack the White House. And he was arrested. Is he a former Marine? No, he's a fucking ex. Then we just had another Marine that was arrested here in San Diego for terrorism, planning a terrorist plot. And I'm sorry, if you're a criminal, if you've done something horrific, you're no longer a Marine. You lost that title. So, just my opinion. If you think different, let me know. Now, my last topic for today is just me ranting. You ever see all those commercials for car insurance where they're saying that they'll fix all your warranty problems, that you pay for the insurance, and they use all these celebrities to come on there and talk about it? Then if you look in the really small print at the bottom of the TV commercial, you can't do it in California. California has laws that there can't be that kind of service available. And you read the Better Business Bureau, and a lot of complaints about these people. But I started looking at other commercials that have been coming out. Why do their marketing people, their advertisers, why do they think it's a good idea to use a has-been celebrity, a minor celebrity, and they use them in their commercials trying to sell you something? Matt McCoy from Hartford Insurance, he was a minor actor throughout the 70s, maybe the 80s. But he was not a major actor, and yet he's pushing Hartford Insurance. And it's like, I'm not buying Hartford Insurance because Matt McCoy is telling me to buy Hartford Insurance. But the one thing that really stands out, here in San Diego, we have an attorney, and I won't say his name, but he claims he was born and raised here in San Diego, that he is San Diego, and he's for the people. He does accident injury cases and also immigration and some criminal cases. And there was an investigation into him because he was doing stuff that was called unethical. And the San Diego Union Tribune newspaper did a huge write-up on him. But here's the one thing I see in his commercial. He says he's born and raised here in San Diego, that he used to ride in the lowriders and cruise on Highland Boulevard in National City. and 2nd Street in El Cajon. Hate to tell you, John, there is no Highland Boulevard in National City. Matter of fact, there's no Highland Boulevard in San Diego County. But you used to ride with the lowriders. The other thing that he likes to exaggerate, he's walking across the football field at USD where he claims that he was an All-American. And in his first commercials, he had the football team in the background. Now it's just him walking across the football field. And he goes, I was an All-American. He was an All-American, but not on the football team. He may have played 2nd, 3rd string, but he wasn't a major person on the team. And he was an All-American scholastically, which is a great accomplishment. But you're leading people to believe that you were an All-American athlete on a football team. I actually admire you more for being scholastically an All-American than in athletics. So you see these commercials all the time, and people either exaggerate or just flat out lie about things. And once you find out the truth, it has to bring kind of a smile to your face and a good laugh. So anyway, but folks, I'm asking you, stay safe out there, stay out of trouble. Take care of your family and friends. And I'm always saying, if you see something, say something. Now, I'm beginning to end all these videos with a quote from someone. And today I thought I'd do my own quote that I came up with. And, when I tell people about it, I tell them they can use it and they think it's kind of funny. But here it goes. You know how you're always being told that you shouldn't burn your bridges? My quote is, may the light from the bridges I burn show me the path to my future. You can never go back. If you like it, you can use it. Another one that I stole from someone. If you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, you baffle them with your bullshit. And I didn't come up with that. Someone else did, but it's a great quote. So, hey, anyways, folks, please stay safe. Enjoy the weekend. God bless you and God bless America. You take care.